Hello everyone, we Sonic the Jug Gamer here, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Last time, Naughty Knots. This time, Naughty Knots. Anyways, the days since then have passed so quickly that the time seemed to slip through my fingers like water. Every time I try to talk to Shizune, she has been out running errands or with Misha. I feel as if she's avoiding me. I'm not surprised. Of course it bothers me, but I think the way she acts seems pretty natural. And again, it's not like I've been through this before. Whenever I can't find Shizune, I end up running into Misha. And when I do, I ask her to help me with my sighting. However, she's always ends up swarming out of it. We're leaving after today, so I'm determined not to let her escape this time. Once we head back to school, we're probably going to have to start grinding through more student council affairs in preparation for school restarting. I'm gonna push up on my sighting as much as possible by then, even if it's a day's worth. Come on, it's pretty much just have a couple sign language conversations. You do that all the time. You're actually doing it right now. Really, He-chan? That's funny. Misha temporarily stops her unconscious signing in order to wave her hands in front of her face in denial, but then quickly resumes gesturing everything the both of us are saying to no one in particular. He-chan, you're so persistent! Suddenly being interested in sign language again. Could it be that He-chan wants to make a career out of it? That's not fair! That was my idea first! You should be careful, He-chan. Times change too quickly. By the time I decided I wanted to be a sign language interpreter, they had cell phones that people could type out whole paragraphs on. Amazing! Not good for me, though! As if she knows there's another deferral isn't going to cut it this time, he should change her tune pretty quickly to a more apologetic one. I'm sorry, He-chan, I'm just so tired. Especially lately, even though being with She-chan is fun, she has way more energy than me. Teaching on top of that would be too tiring. I don't have that much stamina. Sorry. She didn't seem very tired. I shouted the statement with her usual cheer and vigor. I know it's wrong of me to keep pestering her like this, though. Actually, She-chan and I are planning on going shopping today. It's our last chance to pick out some souvenirs. Souvenirs, huh? I almost forgot that I was on vacation. I understand what you're saying. Teaching doesn't seem so easy. Hideki asked me to teach him how to sign, and I was unbelievably lost the whole time. Well, I wonder how it will work out for you when you become a sign language teacher. You can't get too tired. You can't get tired too easily doing that. Yeah, right. I hope not. He-chan, now I'm sort of worried, but souvenirs! So, some other time, He-chan. Do you want us to get you something too? Just because I understand doesn't mean I don't want to teach me. I suppose I can't press her any further now, though. Even I'm bothering by how selfish it would seem to do so. I give up. No, don't get me anything. I'm serious. And don't surprise me with a funny shot or something, okay? I like the sound of that. Slipping on her shoes, she yells goodbye to the otherwise empty house and opens the door to leave, sending a cool breath of fresh air into the hallway. A set of dark hair peeking from the door frame tells me Shizune is waiting for her outside. Good morning! Hey, they're together again. Misha translates for me from beyond the doorway, and Shizune turns around to give me a small wave. Even though it's different from my usual offhand greetings, the smallest ways, there's an unmistakable hesitation there. It leaves me in a vaguely empty and distant feeling. He-chan, you're a bully! Am I interrupting a conversation? I was trying to get Misha to teach me how to talk to you, but I guess I was being impatient, and it can wait. You two were planning on going shopping today anyway. I have Misha there, I forget to say my words as I say them. Unfortunately, since Shizune moved to fill the doorway, Misha's behind her. This brief misalignment in our position means that what I'm saying is totally lost to her. I don't understand you at all. There are things that I want to say that I can't put in ways she would understand. There are entire conversations that she could have that would go right over my head. I want to tell her that it won't be that way for much longer. Instead, I just say never mind and tell them to have a good time, then wave them off. It seems like everyone is out for the day, so I sit down on the biggest and most comfortable looking chair in the living room with a book. Not a sign language book, but not a sign language book, but one of the novels I checked out of the library my first week. That was so long ago. I should really start chipping at that pile of books I borrowed. Or at least return them. 16 pages in, Jigoro walks into the room, stack of papers in one hand and his sword twirling idly like a baton in the other, casually shaking water from a recent shower from his hair. Upon being seen doing something so legitimately, he freezes like a deer in headlights and slowly moves on to smoldering with powerful but baseless fury. He sits down on the couch a few feet away. This is the only time I've met him, and I'm already starting to feel nauseous on reaction. I guess in a way, this could be considered a kind of charisma. I haven't even said anything, and he already seems less than pleased. It's likely a bad idea to provoke him. Just talking to him may count as provoking him. However, I can't help thinking of the alternative situations that could play out. Let's say I don't open my mouth at all and walk away. Maybe go either my room or outside. That would definitely go down as an unforgivable insult. He'll probably tell me to hold it and destroy me. Either way, not too polite on my part. What are you reading? The draft for my autobiography! It's a story of a man who wakes up to find an uninvited guest in his living room, sitting in his chair and reading shallow literature dreck. Barely started reading the book. I don't even have an opinion on it yet. I can already see how this conversation is going to play out. So I might as well try to steer it in a different direction. Where's Hideki? You even ask questions rudely. Disgraceful! That aside, why would you even ask me such a stupid question? How would I know? Am I my son's keeper? Well, you are his dad, and it seems like he does live here, so I can't say that, tempting as it is. I give up. I already tried to make small talk with him and failed. It's like trying to talk to a brick wall that also hates you. This is my cue to leave and sift through my wallet to see if I have enough money to go to a movie. Then I'm about to stand. I have second thoughts. I'm too tired to go through trying to smooth over my problematic situations by trying to continuously walk away from them. It's hypocritical of me to get upset at Misha for trying to defer things when I even run from my own girlfriend. When Jigo attempts to stop me, I'm always glad, even though I no longer have any intention to leave. Wait! There was plenty of authority, but nothing else, as if it's just a particularly commanding afterthought. Only a very powerful or very arrogant person can tell someone to hold on in such a manner. I'm impressed. You're the student council with Shizune, aren't you? What's your job there? I don't think there are specific roles, other than president. Shizune is always trying to round people up to help out here and there. Usually we might get like one person to pitch in, but otherwise the three of us do whatever needs to be done. I crossed my mind a couple of times around when I first met her. Shizune's discreetly analytical stare might be because of her deafness, but turns out it's a trait shared by everyone in her family. And that is okay with you? Why wouldn't it be? You, Shizune, that pink-haired girl? Is that really your entire student council? Student council that small, they wouldn't even bother to hold elections. I'm going to take a guess and say that you didn't join the student council. Shizune drafted you into it. You said you did not know exactly what your title is. That makes sense. I suppose if you weren't even elected, you couldn't be expected to know. After all, if you're not elected, you aren't really anything. I was going to respect a student council like that. An unelected body of 3 people trying to scrounge up the equivalent of temp workers. It must be a sorry school if 3 kids having a tea party can handle every issue. What's how small it is have to do with anything? If the student council gets things done, isn't that enough? Not just the game either. Maybe you should actually come to the school one day. If you get there on the right days, you might even be able to see what Shizune is able to accomplish. Do you think they have so much free time they can afford to waltz over to your boondocks and watch my daughter's feats of self-aggrandizement? I have never been more disgusted in my life. What you're saying is that they might as well not have a student council, but the fact remains there is one, and Shizune got elected to it, and for her, it isn't a meaningless position. In fact, she works very hard for it. You sound like someone who voted for her. No, I wasn't there for that. Ha, you didn't even vote for her. But besides that, why don't you ask Hideki about this? Shizune has always wanted to be a high school student council president since middle school. She would have had him read all her practice speeches wasting his time. For what reason? The whole time, he hasn't even looked up from his thumbing through his manuscript. It's getting increasingly frustrating. Because it isn't a game. We don't run the school, but it's not like we're just playing at it and not taking it seriously. What if it's so wrong to not be a purist? I have been to your school. Really? The students there? I can only think about a million things he might say. I'm preparing for my heart to sink on hearing any of them. It's funny. There are probably things I thought before. They don't even have cleaning duty. That was not what I expected at all. He's also wrong. They do. I should know. I get to skip out of them on it since I'm in the student council. The concept of being wrong confuses Jigoro. I thought I should take this opportunity to go on the attack. It's really odd that I'm thinking the way about a simple conversation. Sounds like the last time you were there was really some time ago. You can leisurely write some memoirs. You can talk to Shizune now and then. Don't you think that she has stuff she is proud of? That's how young people are. We have things to be proud of. If you're writing an autobiography, you should get that. Such an opportunity, and I blew it. I don't know how I was expecting to react. Maybe introspectively, but Jigoro only grows angrier by the second. As he does, he also seems calmer in a way. More sure of himself and in control. Who do you think you are to assume that my life is so easy? You haven't even read my biography! Yet you're able to tell me how I should handle all my affairs, including those of my own daughter? You could never understand. If I were to get up from this couch, walk over to you right now and punch you in the forehead with brass knuckles, with a condensed edition of my life story on them, then if my biography and put it on your face, you would not understand. For 12 years, Shizune did not even talk to me, even though I hired multiple tutors and interpreters of all sorts for her to try and get her to become normal. It isn't as simple as you think it is. I see what the problem is here. If she does not want to bother with me, then fine. I assume that is normal. When was the last time you talked to your parents? It has been a while, and I feel ashamed. What's that you caught me then at how easily I could have dropped my parents a phone call, sent them an email, or even a letter, and haven't. Knowledge only makes me feel more ashamed. I thought so. If I wanted to see my parents, I couldn't. This is different. You're not that far from her. It's only one train ride away. That's enough. No means no. You're very persistent, if only if it was about something that mattered. I can't see what you may have learned for my daughter aside from that. And how to backtalk people. Is that it? The answer is yes. I wasn't this persistent or argumentative before meeting Shizune and Misha. After all, prior to meeting them, I just experienced a small death. It's a mystery as to why I refused to join the student council in the first place. Possibly it was from trying to get away from their nagging so much that I was able to get my energy back. It's a cute idea. Think again about why I'm still here. Arguing with Jigoro is pointless, yet I think I almost looked forward to it. And he is right. I cannot understand him. And if I did, he wouldn't care. I'm a louse that crawls on a whale. Woefully insignificant. He has a confidence I don't have. Shizune does, and it could be that the reason why I am here now, in an almost shouting match with her father, is because some of that bravery has rubbed off onto me. However, I don't have anything to keep it going. Still, I hate him. I don't know what I can do. A few months ago, I think I would have punched him and let the consequences play out as they may, but now, I can't risk it. If he were to hit me back, he'd likely kill me. So in the end, the only thing I could think to do is look at Jigoro in silence, learn to have no reply, and hate him, and feel completely lost. Oddly, he takes it as defiance. Fine then, have fun with that! Picking up his sword and using it to pull himself to his feet, he turns and casually saunters out of the room. I'm gonna throw my book after him, but I'm happy to finally be alone, even if I'm not in the mood to read any longer. That could have gone better. Our return trip to the school keeps getting delayed in one way or another. Shizune and Misha came back so late that there's no use even leaving. We end up staying another day. Morning after, we missed the train by a single minute, and then the next two don't arrive. We missed the fourth train because I wandered off to get a drink in the meantime. Shizune wasn't very happy about that. Ba-fa-fa! By the time I finally get back to my room, I feel so tired even though I spent most of the ride back sleeping. I can't say it's only because of today. This seems like a familiar symptom of traveling. It's not the first time it's happened. If no one has beaten me to it, I could do a thesis on it. Maybe get in a medical journal. Returning from a trip syndrome. Not very creative. Fall asleep before I could think of a better name. What would be a better name than returning from a trip syndrome? Ah! Okay. A loud knock on my door wakes me up only a few hours into my nap. I'm annoyed because I just been in the middle of a dream that I can't remember having been woken up in the middle of it. I'm sure it was a good one. Yes, it was all about chocolates and rainbows. I briefly wonder who it could be. but it's not like I get many visitors, so I'm sure it's Kenji. I hope he is just rolling out the welcome wagon and not going to hit me up for money again. If that was the case, I'd be almost touched. Not touched enough to fight off the urge to roll over and go back to sleep, though. Knock, 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 knock! Oh, what? Years after that, I wake up again and immediately spot an envelope on the floor. It must have been something that came in the mail while I was away. That's Shizune's and Misha's apartment, so I wonder if they dropped it by it to give it to me. Maybe someone filled in for them in their absence and told Kenji to pass it along. It's that letter! I was wondering when that was gonna play a part. Where the timeline is this? When I pick it up, any remnants of sleepiness in me instantly vanish. Even if the name of the sender wasn't on it, I would have known whom it was from by looking at the envelope itself, realizing why it looks so familiar, by recognizing the delicate handwriting addressing it. It is from Awanako. At first, I can't believe it, but it wouldn't be too hard for her to track me down if she wanted to. Of course, I hadn't thought that she would want to. She was maybe my girlfriend for all of 5 seconds. After that, we barely spoken to each other. It would be too easy to put this letter away somewhere and forget about it. A part of me wants to do that, or throw it away unread. Why I want to do these things, I don't know. It would be easier to do them, easier than read it. Hitting the envelope open with the tip of my pen, I'm surprised by the length of the letter that spills out. I don't know if this is the same one, so I'm gonna read it. Dear Hasao, how are you? I hope you are well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second year got put together in class 3-1 for the final year, so we're pretty comfortable right now from the beginning of the year. And I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The mood among the third years seemed to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away. The teachers are badgering us about it all the time. Even old Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Wouldn't you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I'm always fared reasonably well in exams. Small talks makes me feel nostalgic. It's almost like I'm in the hospital again. Every now and then, a Wanako would drop by and give me the gist of what's going on in that class. Even then, I had an inkling that I would never return to. It's so weird to think that we're already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first years seem so young and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester stuff. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing you because I felt that there are things I should have said after that incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person. I have no excuse for it. The truth is, the time when I visit you at the hospital made me worried about you. I'm not talking about your health. You seem to become more distant and disheartened. It was natural after something like that happened, I'm sure, but somehow I got the feeling that you had given up on something back then. Happiness, maybe? I wanted to somehow express my feelings, but the right words didn't come to me. I couldn't say anything to comfort you. I am really sorry for not being able to support you when it mattered the most, even though I like you so much. At least now, I finally can be more honest. What a convenient time for her to rediscover her sincerity. Well, even as I read that, I know she's right. Distant and disheartened is a good way to describe it. Maybe I had given up too. Where's in my heart when I think back to when I was laying in the hospital? Feeling so bitter when she finally stopped showing up. I was surprised and I had no right to be. How could she not stop coming when it was the only expectation I had of her? She dropped by only for all of 6 weeks after the incident. If I drifted away from her, it was because I could feel her already moving herself away from me the moment she showed up. If I could go back to those quiet days in February and March, I'll tell you to not give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have drifted so far away if I had just said something. Help me manage to get back on your feet on your own. Now that the distance between us is so physical, it also feels more final somehow. I wonder if we will meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't? Still, if you would like to correspond with me, by all means write me back. Very much like to hear about your new school and how you're doing. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Iwanako. It's a strange feeling. I know that I'm never going to hear from her again. If she really wanted to keep in touch, she wouldn't have picked a medium like snail mail to do it through. She could get my address, then my email or phone number wouldn't have been much more work had she wanted them. This is only a goodbye. I exhale. Only just now becoming aware that I've been reading with bated breath. Now who's being distant of Wanako? But maybe it really is for the best. For her to pick up a pen and write this letter to me, it could only be because she felt guilty about how things ended. That she was hooked by how we floated out of each other's lives. Makes me feel a sort of wistful happiness. I almost want to thank her, and I really don't, because I know she wouldn't want me to reply. There's a knock on my door. Then it opens anyway about a millisecond later. I forgot to lock it, stupidly. Sup, man? Why is your door open? I went to the door faster than it probably medically safe for me to do, so I could prevent Keiji from seeing the matches of pills just a couple of feet away from him, blocked it from his sight only by the door. And there's the letter I'm holding. If you ask about it, I don't think I could make up anything convincing. About 2 feet away from him, I realized that his vision is so bad that it was probably never an issue. He didn't even see me about to practically tackle him back through the doorframe. Hey, what the hell, man? What are you talking about? That room has a billion locks on it, yet you just barge right through other people's doors. You didn't even wait a second after knocking before you tried the door. It was like simultaneous. You were already opening the door while you were knocking on it. See? That's exactly why I have all those locks. The cold and uncaring world out there. A gatecrasher's world. Now you also understand. I just taught you a valuable lesson, dude. Knowledge is power. Why are you yelling at me? I'm a hero. Look at you. You didn't even lock your door. The average woman could have killed you a billion times already. They replaced you with a female clone undistinguishable from the original. You know what's happened to me. Oh god, I don't want the image of 2KG running around! Oh, the worst part is that I'm imagining Kenji like the exact same vicious breasts! Oh no! Oh, I need to get that image out of my head! Ignoring the latter part since it's too confusing. It's funny you should say that. He was unable to stop me from tackling him head on, yet apparently a woman could have killed me a billion times. This man's a hero. We are all doomed. What's that you got there? Somehow he was able to see the letter still in my hand. With how I've been waving it around, that is no surprise. I want to back up quickly, but take care not to whip it behind my back or anything. That would be too suspicious. Seems like I'm jumpier than I thought about Iwanako writing to me. I got a letter. Oh yeah, I put that there. I was sleeping, then I woke up because I heard explosions. I put on my helmet and then peeked outside to see what was going on. But it was just a student councilwoman banging on your door. It was the woman without pink hair. Shizune? She was talking so loudly that she was filled with murderous rage. Rage at you! Then she somehow sends me behind her, and I tried to escape, but it was too late. She caught me and started pointing at the door. I opened my mouth to tell him that she's deaf, but decided not to for various reasons. I didn't really get it, and she got more and more pissed off, like an old man trying to use a touchscreen phone. She's going to kill me and replace me with a woman version of me. But then the sunlight reflected off my glasses and blinded her, saving my life. It was like, behold, optic blast! I don't get how someone with glasses can be hurt by glasses. She uses them too. She should be immune by the death rays. But whatever. She gave me this envelope with your name on it and just left. Clearly she was out for blood. So I lied and said you were away. I think you were away, right? I would try to ask you if you wanted to help me with my homework for a week now. I kept getting no answer. Welcome back, man. Thanks. Yeah, so she gave me this envelope and it had your name on it. I didn't want to hold on to it because what if it was a bomb? So I shoved it under your door when she was gone. I was going to tell you, but you got back before I could. At least it was not a bomb. Gee, thanks. I'm not going to help you out with your math homework because what if your math textbook is a bomb? looks devastated, and also like he's considering the possibility that it really could be a bomb. I guess it is possible since no one really uses the math book all that much. I will not use this textbook! This math book is made with a feminist propaganda! Turn to page 500 and look at the question. The third question from the left. You know what that makes? It goes and makes a feminist symbol! I don't know. I pull the dresser behind me and turn to leave, swinging the door shut behind me as I do. It collides against the tip of Kenji's shoe and bounces back open. But he hops around for a bit, acting like it hurt way more than it should have. But I know it, he's already inside my room. I'm powerless to stop him before he scoops up the letter, strangely ignoring the towers of pill bottles down at the event. Don't just read mail that isn't your own. Come on, what is it? A love letter from your girlfriend? Does she include any photos? Sexy photos? Ricardo gets to the dresser and paying no mind to the bottles he sends all over the floor. By doing so, Kenji quietly reads through Iwanako's letter. The process takes seemingly forever, and how close he holds it up to his face makes it look like he's trying to eat it. Who's Iwanako? My ex-girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend, huh? This is a breakup letter then. I thought they were a myth. No, I guess it is, but really, she's been my ex-girlfriend for a while. Anyway, I think I'm over it. He just gives a thumbs up. Don't you believe that I'm not going back to take this into an awkward direction? Although I almost wanted to since I told him not to read it. Yeah, that's a good attitude. It's alright, I had a bad breakup too, but you can't let it get you down. I mean, just look at me. But hey, she wrote you a letter. Maybe she wants you to get back together, It says right there, right her back. You should do it. Is she cute? For a guy who thinks feminists are working to enslave men everywhere, he really is interested in cute girls. I have a girlfriend. Besides, look at the context. She doesn't want me to write back. Just because that's what it says, that isn't what she means. But what she wrote? That rockfish kid chick totally still wants you. And it says it right here. I read it. I know what it says. I told you, you have to look at the context. She said I drifted away from her, and everything there shows she accepts that. I think the reason she wrote to me is that she wants to, I guess. Part amicably, but we're done. She doesn't want to get back together, or whatever you're thinking. When I think more about it, it sounds to me like I'm just trying to make excuses for myself. That's not a good place to be. I'm positive she doesn't want me to write her back. I can live with that. If I were to write her back and get less than desirable response, or no response, then I would just be crushed. Perhaps the fear of that is what I'm trying to justify my decision. But it could be, but I don't want to think about it. The thought is hardly repulsive. Why is this such a big deal to you anyway? Because you should write her back. She wants you to. I want to see what the response is going to be. Damn. It doesn't even have to be a nice letter. That's cool too. But you can write an angry letter and call her out. That's my new attack strategy. I'm gonna call women out. You should try it. If she wrote me a letter, you'd have to understand what that means. Writing someone a letter is different now. It's not something you just do. Not in this kind of situation. You can pick up your phone and call someone across the world in an instant. And talk to them almost like they're there with you. Or send them an email. They'll be notified instantly that they got it and can reply back, just like that. A letter can be a personal thing, but she wanted to keep me at an arm's distance. It's not like I can pop over there and visit her. If I had her number, I could call her. If I had her email, I could email her. If she really wanted to hear back from me, she would have dropped one of those in there. I feel silly for continuously reassuring myself that I'm not fazed by Iwanaka writing to me, when it's so obvious that I am. It could be like a gradual thing for her. She might be too shy to call you up. I remember my girlfriend would always send me text messages because she was so shy. It was annoying as hell, man! I didn't really give a shit about phones. I didn't have the thing. And it turns out I had to pay for every single one. But I don't like phones. I couldn't even call her back to tell her to cut that out. I did it anyway, though. I called her out. I haven't used a phone. It was literally the call out. I guess it was. If he's right, it means that Wanako still wants to keep her distance from me. She's not ready to chat with me comfortably. Why? Am I some kind of freak? I'm not reassured by her actions anyway in that case. maybe I'm overthinking it, but I just don't know. Kenji can't think of anything to say to that. The silence that follows is so awkward and thick that I start to count the seconds until he makes up a reason to leave and excuses himself. I miss her. Your ex? Yeah, she was insane. It was nice being with her. My back hurts. If she were still around, I could tell her to massage it. I don't know how to use an oven either. I miss baked food. And we would go to the bowling alley in the hallway sometimes. Hallway? I miss that too. I had a bowl all by myself during the last festival. You bowl in the hallway? You could hit someone. She used to say that all the time. Kenji sighs nostalgically, clearly not appreciating just how badly someone can get hooked by slipping on a bowling pin. Apparently neither did his girlfriend, since she bowled with him. What a strange definition of love, but I guess it's something. Maybe you should write her a letter. If she writes back, you can get married. Married? No, 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 no! Okay, fine, but why not? You clearly like her, even though you hate women. Feminists, not women. Feminists! There's a difference! There are non-feminist women! Damn, your discrimination is incredible! Correlation doesn't equal causation! Even if she's insane and a woman, it doesn't mean she's a feminist insane woman! It's like how the absence of evidence isn't the evidence of absence! If it's true, then by the relative property, the presence of evidence doesn't equal the evidence of presence! Actually, I think it is, and I don't think it's called the relative property. No, shut up! It's mathematics! Are you saying math is wrong? I think he is wrong. So even Kenji has someone that he likes. I'm tempted to ask why he and his ex broke up, or to dig for more information in general, but I shouldn't. Not only would it be prying, but it might reverse the question back to me. Also, a thing about the presence of, no, where is it? Absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. It kind of is, cause let's say I call in because I go and said, I got into a car crash and my car got towed. However, my forehead's fine, my body's fine, I still have my car, all that type of stuff. Like, there's no evidence of that actually taking place, but at the same time, though, there's evidence against it. Absence of evidence doesn't mean evidence of absence, but if there is no evidence of something, then that has a less chance of being true. Not that it isn't true, but it has more of a chance of being less true. Anyway, I just want to get off that tangent. This conversation makes me think about Shizune. The thoughts I'm having are scattered and whimsy. Just questions. I wonder if I even have the chance to love a Wanako. This whole situation with her so stings me. A sour note in the back of my mind. I like Shizune more. Much more. Then it feels like I am chasing her, even now. I don't mind the chase, but I want to close that distance between us. Wanako's letter is responsible, but I also felt that way for a while. I've come closer, but it's not enough. I want to try again, right now. Tell Kenji to get out so I can change, and then head for the student council room. And we're gonna end it off this time. This is Recycling the J Gamer. I hope you enjoyed the series so far, and hope to see all you guys again next time. See you guys then.